Okay, I'm pleased to introduce Sarah Lipsit, who is our publications director. Sarah has been working with us for over 6 years. She's been involved with all the publications that we produced. She's an artist. She's an architect. She's very inspired person that puts together these great documents for us. Sarah, thanks so much for joining us again, and great work this year.
Thanks for having me, Tom. It's another exciting issue here, so great to be speaking with you.
Yeah, I thought, I'm holding the document here that we introduced earlier. I just received it today in the mail, actually. It looks fantastic. I'm super pleased with it. I'm a Windsorite. I'm a native of Windsor, and it's nice to see this project on the cover. I think it displays the project in a really great way. And I know you put in a lot of work this year to kind of help us with the rebranding. And, we're transitioning from CanBIM to building transformations. And I think the document is really going to be the beginning of that. So maybe we can kind of start there and tell us a little bit about the background on putting this thing together and some of the highlight some of the core challenges with this rebranding.
Yeah, so this was a very exciting issue of Innovation Spotlight for me, like you said, with the rebranding to building transformations. So that not only propelled a new design for the publication, which for me is always the most fun, but also a slight shift in the approach to what Innovation Spotlight actually covers, what it means, the concepts, and who we ask to contribute. So I think there's a lot of fascinating content in there to digest, and you'll notice that there are a lot of highlights from broader interconnected industries and economies. So we share pieces about navigating the intersection of building and technology, as always, but we've also expanded to topics like strategizing new venture, developing a clear vision for leadership, and embracing agility and uncertainty in these times that we have various unprecedented expectations and experiences.
Yeah, I love the fact that every year it seems like we're able to up the discussion and get more executives into the conversation. And we had some really great interviews this year with a number of different executives, kind of focused on this theme of digital innovation. I want to highlight too, one of the big challenges that you must have faced too, I guess, or a big shift from previous years, is that this document this year is English only, and then we have a totally separate French version of it that was a separate layout for you. So I just want to highlight that it is available in French, and I think it looks great in both languages. So if somebody's interested in getting a French copy, certainly look into that. So maybe we can talk a little bit about the process to develop the document, and maybe highlight the theme a little bit. How long does this take to put together, and what's your general process to pull together all this content?
Well, usually as the previous Innovation Spotlight comes out or gets released, right away I'm starting on the next one. So it's always this cyclical, process of first doing, it always starts with research. So in the beginning of the 2022 issue, we started investigating topics like entrepreneurship, new venture, understanding the industry and marketing from that fresh perspective, new eyes, especially concerning adaptability and new technologies. So, new venture, whether that's a ground up context startup or strategizing within your own company for new opportunities for flexibility and growth, maybe there's a research arm that's being started within the larger company. That's where we started this year's process. And focusing on those perspectives and insights. Innovation can be such a broad term, and so each year with a theme we like to specify as much as we can. And once that theme gets specified, we can just keep narrowing it down and identifying all the contributors and new projects that are coming out and what we want to highlight in each issue. So.
Yeah, I really love, obviously we're highlighting a lot of technologies that were developed in Canada and around the world. A lot of the perspectives of entrepreneurs that are bringing these new products to the market. I thought this year's publication did a great job of highlighting that innovation. And I thought you did a great job of pulling together all the content that really exemplifies that. And I'm always excited to see the awards on display. We have this award show, as you know, that we do every 12 months, and we have the awards are physically different every year. The winner of the design category typically takes a turn to developing the new award. So the document does a great job of showing off that award that's kind of displayed in a couple different places throughout the document. Anyways, it looks really fantastic. I'm excited about it. I hope that everybody, our membership, really enjoys it and orders a copy of it. What do you want our audience to take away from this? I mean, we talked a little bit about the theme. What's the core takeaway when somebody gets this document, reads it kind of strategically? What do you want them to know? What do you want them to learn about the industry?
That's such a good question. Anytime I do this publication or work with the contributors, they're the ones that are making the document look so good and so interesting. And I always find myself learning so much, whether that is a new software or technology or, robotic arm from Hilti or something like that that's coming out onto the market, but also from a conceptual perspective of somebody who's, understanding the design process from a new way. I think those, there's always something to learn, and that may sound, quite generic, but I think that's what I'd like them to take away is learning something new and feeling a bit more inspired to innovate or try something new.
So a little bit of a curveball question for you. We're obviously going into planning our publication for next year. What do you think the theme should be? From my perspective, I'm thinking we should probably focus on a big challenge that society's facing, probably sustainability or something along those lines. What are your thoughts? Have you started thinking about it yet?
Yeah, actually sustainability would be at the top of my mind too. I've also been wondering, other ways we can thrive in this changing world. So perhaps that shifts a perspective or a focus onto leadership and how we can be good leaders, how we can embrace change, and how to sort of set that standard or inspire others to do better, whether that's in terms of sustainability, economy, strategy. I think there's a lot of sort of avenues that can take.
Oh, awesome. So if I'm a member or anyone else who wants to get involved with next year's publication, I mean, obviously they can apply for an award and try to win the award and get on the cover of the magazine. But if they want to get involved otherwise, how do they do that? How do they reach out to you? How do they make contact?
Yeah, you can always hope to win an award. I mean, we always love to take the submissions. And sometimes I even look at the ones who only have a special mention and draw from that and, can work together with that applicant to sort of reform the article so that it does have a place in the publication. However, if you do visit the website on the publications page, there is a form to fill out to get in touch with me. And I'm always looking forward to seeing what comes through.
Awesome. Well, Sarah, thank you so much for taking the time to talk to us today. And on behalf of our membership and everyone who had the opportunity to get covered in this year's publication, thank you so much for your efforts.
Thank you.